Yeah, I can see why. What are some of the tells that a broker may have to recognize that they're working with somebody who's unsophisticated?
Immediately improving invoices. So when you're a brand, and we had this one brand that was exploding in growth, they just simply didn't have the time or bandwidth to go through invoices with hundreds of shipments to vet them out, saying what was quoted, are we being invoiced what we were quoted. Brokers can sometimes assume that as a blank check. So they're not going to really look into the invoices. We're just going to be submitting anything that we can submit, and kind of fingers crossed we're going to have a high chance of getting what we want.
Wow, that's remarkable. What are some of the things that would tip off a broker that, hey, this person knows what they're talking about? Is it the way that they present, how they're introduced, lingo, or things that they say?
Yeah, so it's definitely lingo. It's definitely understanding, okay, first, how I approach any broker is I was a former freight broker myself. So it sets the tone of I know what I'm doing here. Again, what I said previously is working together. So it's more of a partnership. Some brands that, aren't really familiar with the lingo or logistics, they can view logistics as an issue happens. It's all the freight broker's fault. So it's all you, fix it. It's your fault. I'm not working with you anymore. But as a former freight broker, a majority of the time it's the carrier. The carrier broke down, which means I can't pick it up today. I'm not the one driving the truck. I'm just the messenger here, which is another thing. And really taking the emotion out of the relationship. You want to allow the broker to tell you bad news without keeping it from you so you can adjust accordingly. And so if you say, hey, I'm familiar with the industry, please don't be afraid to let me know if your driver had a blowout or missed a pickup or anything like that. I need to know ahead of time so I can adjust. And having a very normal, rational relationship with the brokers will really vet a positive outcome for all.
Wow. Yeah, I keep going back to that 75% markup that broker had with one of your clients. What's the most egregious ripoff that you guys have witnessed or heard about?
That was definitely up there. And that's what we try to do with our clients here. We try to come in as this level of expertise so that the client doesn't have to know where the market's at, where the market's going, or how to just read a quote. And sometimes clients will just say, great, first quote, I'll take it because I just want to get this freight moving. But again, if the broker considers you as a blank check, they're just going to take full advantage of you charging $6 a mile. It's more of a you against me, not, hey, how can we support to lower freight costs? How can we put your freight on the rail? Have you considered that? And that's really where the partnership lies. And it's not a you against me. It's more of a how can we do this together? Because at the end of the day, as soon as I found out that they were overcharging, we cut their volume. So we cut all their FTL volume, and then in 6 months, they're out completely. LTL, FTL, everything.